All right, if you're watching this video, it's probably because you want to see the number one way to actually generate leads as a real estate agent. Now, I think social media and content is the number one way, and I'm going to explain why right now before I actually get into auditing this agent's profile so you guys could take away some value and actually implement this for yourselves and start bringing in leads as of today. So, when you're cold calling, you're calling people who aren't really interested in speaking to you, and that's tied to your time. Once you stop calling, those leads stop coming in. When you're paying for ads and leads that way, once you stop paying, the leads stop coming in. So that's tied to your money. So social media is one of the only lead sources where you could post videos and you could still be generating leads while you're even asleep. So, and the reason why social media is so powerful, and I believe strongly that if you're an agent and you're not building a personal brand and posting with intention, you probably will fall off in the next few years because of how powerful Zillow and AI is getting. What you do when you post consistently and people see your face every single day is you build trust before they ever even reach out to you or before you ever even reach out to them. So when you're posting consistently, they're consistently seeing your face, they're consistently seeing your beliefs, your religion, your hobbies, your interests, your expertise, your videos, the properties you're posting. When it's their chance to make this decision, they're going to choose the person that they probably saw the most and the person that helped them out the most. So when you post consistently on social media, you're able to do all of those. You're able to build trust because at the end of the day, at the end of the day, the most important thing is that you actually build trust and you convert people cold leads to warm leads who are interested in reaching out to you because they want to work with you. Now, if you're an agent who wants to get audited, just like I'm going to do Andrew here, and you're an experienced agent who's closing at least 3 deals yearly, because this system works better for agents who are closing deals already because they have the expertise, the testimonials, and the trust already built up because they already have the client results to show for it. So if that's you and you want a completely free audit, I'm going to do you a free audit. So basically just click the link in the bio. I'm not going to try and pitch you. I'm not going to try and sell you anything. Just book in a day and time that works specifically for you. And I'm going to give you a bunch of value and free feedback so you can actually implement it as soon as we hop off the call. And then towards the end of the call, if it makes sense, I'll tell you what it would look like for us to work together. I'm not going to try and sell you. I'm not going to pitch you on anything. If I do that, you can just leave the call whenever you want. It's completely free. There's no price, no fees, no nothing. But you're going to see that I have a lot of value to bring to the table. And so yeah, I mean, it's the same inbound agent system that I've been able to implement for Cynthia that generated over 500 leads in 30 days, and Ani, who has generated over 280,000 local views and over 256 leads in just 18 days. So yeah, we're gonna get straight into this audit. This is Andrew. So the first thing that I actually look at when I'm auditing a real estate agent's profile is their name. So first is the username. He has his first and last name dot real estate. I usually don't recommend that you have dots in your name, but this is fine. It's honestly, the username is just make sure it's your first and last name so people can search you up. Now the important one is your name line. So right now this is good. He has his first and last name. He has LA Realtor. So I like the Realtor here, but LA is way too generic. There are too many agents in Los Angeles that people know. So I like to say, like, when you try and work in every area, you specialize in nothing. So I usually recommend that you sub niche down into 2 to 3 neighborhoods or 2 to 3 cities. That way people can see that you actually specialize in that area and you're going to get a lot more clients from that area. People kind of have like this limiting belief that if they niche down into 2 to 3 areas, other people aren't going to want to work with them, but that's far from the truth. You're still going to get other people wanting to work with you, but you're going to be a lot more specialized. So I like to use this analogy. So it's like, if your doctor told you you needed Invisalign, are you going to go with the dentist who specializes in Invisalign, or are you going to go the dentist who specializes in everything? You're probably going to go with option A because they specialize in what you're looking for. So when you specialize in what somebody's looking for, because there's enough first-time home buyers, there's enough families, there's enough sellers, there's enough people to go around for everyone, and there's not that many agents. So when you specialize in one thing, you're going to stand out to all the agents who are just being generic in their bio and saying, buy, sell, invest. I do everything. I do residential. I do commercial. I do everything. So first thing I would recommend is you actually niche down your bio. So you could be like, I like to use my client Ani in Glendale, for example, as an example. If we pull up her Instagram, I like to use her as a great example because we've already optimized her profile. So here you can see she has her first name, last name, and then Glendale and North Hollywood, California Realtor. So now if people search up Glendale Realtor or North Hollywood Realtor or California Realtor, she's going to be findable on the search bar. So that's really good. Don't think too much into it. Just figure out where you want to work, where you're getting most of your clients. And then you'll know, like, if you're getting a lot of your clients from Glendale, you'll know that you want to sub niche down into there. So next is the bio. So I usually recommend that you have 3 things in your bio. So who you help, and then an outcome, and then accomplishments / results, and then a call to action. So right now, looking at Andrew's bio, he has let's work together, LA Foothills Lover, Keller Williams Eagle Rock, and then his Dre number. So the problem is when I read this bio, it's like, okay, let's work together. LA Foothills Lover, Keller Williams, Eagle Rock. So he has his Dre number, his brokerage, and then kind of like two random things. So you want to reframe your bio to this. So who you help, outcome, actual results, and call to action. Like I was saying earlier with the name line, specifically who you're working with, you want to niche it down. So if you work with a lot of first-time home buyers, you could be like helping first-time home buyers in Glendale get the best bang for their buck. So now first-time home buyers would be who you help. So would be who you help, and then best bang for. So this would be who you help, and then outcome would be best bang for buck. So you're saying who you help specifically so you can talk directly to people and then the outcome they're going to get if they decide to work with you. So for example, Ani, helping buyers not get taken advantage of. So buyers is who she helps, and then not get taken advantage of is the outcome that she's seen within other maybe other like people in the market where she kind of feels like she wants to serve that outcome where people she actually is very helpful to them. So who you help and then outcome. So next is your actual results. You don't have to put like results, but I like to put it just shows kind of like a boost of credibility. So if you've sold over 300 houses or helped over 300 families, you could put that in the second line because it builds a lot of trust. If you're a newer realtor, you could use your team deals. For example, over 500 million plus closed at Keller Williams or something along those lines. And then you can have like kind of like a third line that's like, oh, Valley lifestyles and suburbs I love. This is just a thing to throw in if you're posting a lot of local content. And then she put that she speaks Armenian and English in here because that builds a layer of trust. And then this is the third city that she works in, Northridge. So obviously, like I said, sub niche down into 2 to 3 cities or neighborhoods. And then the last thing is the call to action. So instead of being like making people click like a link tree in the bio and having a bunch of stuff in there like this, instead, because this causes too much friction. When people come here and they see way too many link clicks, they're going to be like, so let's go on Andrew's here. They're going to be like, okay, so they have the chance to click this. 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 So it's causing way too much friction. Instead, you should just give away one thing in return to get one thing. So you can have two things here. Click below for my free buyer's guide and then book a call with me. Two very simple things that doesn't give people a lot of options to click other places. So you're going to get the most amount of conversions this way instead of them coming in there being like, oh, okay, discover your home's words, subscribe to my YouTube, follow me on TikTok, follow me on Instagram. So this is like causing too much friction and people will just click off and kind of get scared at this. So you want to tell them exactly what to do. Click below to get my free buyer's guide. Put in your email and your first name and I'll send it right to you. Or click below if you're ready and you want to work with me. Let's get a free buyer consultation in by clicking my Calendly and booking a time and day that works for you. Boom. Super simple. Keep it as simple as possible. Now, you don't want to overthink the bio as much. Let's get straight into the content. So when I look at Andrew's content,
making some big moves, securing its future and preserving its history. The city of Monrovia is making some big moves, securing its future and preserving its history.
So already right off the bat, I love videos like this. So he works in LA, obviously. He's speaking about stuff that's going on in Monrovia. These are really top of funnel videos that can get a lot of views and bring a lot of eyes to your page. So usually when I'm helping out realtors, I show them this kind of upside down triangle. So this is how you should look at content as a whole. So you have 3 layers and it's a funnel system. So the top layer is top of funnel, then you have middle of funnel, and then you have bottom of funnel. So top of funnel is where you get all the views and eyes on your page. So this isn't meant to get you sales, but it's just meant to get a lot of local attention onto your page. Second is middle of funnel. So this is listing videos. And this is where all of your leads come from. So hold up, let's go back real quick. So this is actually supposed to be local / lifestyle content. And this is where all of your views come from. So top of funnel is local lifestyle content like this. He's talking about Monrovia. This is local content. You're bringing in a lot of local views. And then middle of funnel is listing videos where you're bringing in a lot of leads. And then bottom of funnel is personal and expertise content. And this is actually what builds the trust. So you take them down the entire funnel. They come to your page, they're cold because there are a lot of local lifestyle content where you post videos like this. You bring in a lot of views and a lot of likes and a lot of people to your profile because these videos usually get a lot of views if you post them correctly. So for example, if I pull up Ani here, I'll show you an example of a cafe video I like. This video got 15,000 views, a bunch of local people asking for her free guide. So when you post, like, for example, restaurants, new cafes that just open, new things that are happening in LA, new things that are happening in the area, just a bunch of local content, and you base it around your life. If you have kids, you could be talking about, oh, this is the best soccer practice that I take them to. This is the best karate dojo I take them to. I love this matcha place so much. This dog park is beautiful. Monrovia just opened new pickleball courts here. You want to talk about events, restaurants, cafes, local things going on, policy changes, the local city, different stuff like that, because that's going to bring in a lot of local views and local attention and a lot of local followers. So these people are going to be cold. Now, listing videos is where you get all of the leads from. So we're going to go back and we're going to pull up Ani's profile here, and we're going to look at her listing videos. So the listing videos aren't meant to get a lot of views. They're meant to bring in a lot of leads. So this was the third video that we ever posted together with Ani. It got 113,000 views, and it got over 150 leads alone from this just one video. All these people are asking for more information about the property. So now this is where all of your leads come in from. Third is the personal expertise content. This is where you actually bring them down the whole system and you build trust and you show your expertise to convert them from cold to warm to knowing who you are, which is the personal aspect of it, your beliefs, your religion, your hobbies, things about you. That's where you start to build trust with people and connect with them on a deeper level. So they came to your profile, they were cold. You start getting leads as well. And then you start building trust and resonating with people. And then you start showing your expertise that you're a real estate agent. You show different like programs, you show different stuff like that to actually build a lot of trust. So now let's go back to his page and look at more of his videos.
Tucked beneath Pasadena's most iconic landmark is a park most people don't
Once
even
again,
know
this is
exists.
great local videos.
Desideri-
Obviously, like this performed as one of his best videos. It got 1,700 views. Now, the only thing that I would comment on about these videos is there's no reason for anybody to comment. So he's giving value away about local attention, like he's getting local attention, but he's not giving anybody a reason to comment or start or spark a conversation in the comments, because people are gonna be like, oh, that's cool, I like that, and then they're gonna scroll to the next video. So a simple thing that he could have added to this video is he could have been like, oh, comment Pasadena below if you want all of my hidden gems and local spots to try in Pasadena. Then you're going to get a lot of people commenting because they want to actually get your local guys. So this is exactly what Ani did here. So you want to give some sort of, like, you want to give people some sort of reason to comment so you can start actually converting them and getting a lot more people to comment. So let's look at another video here. Kind of another local video. Let's check out one of his listing videos. Okay, so right off the bat already from his listing video, it says Robert Pino Rosales mid-century residence. So for these kind of videos, I recommend a very simple format. So you should have the city and state on the screen. What this is it shows Instagram exactly who the video needs to be pushed out to. So you're not attracting a bunch of people around the world, but rather local people that can actually buy or sell to you. Second is the price. So when you don't have the price on the screen, you don't qualify people before they comment. So when you put the price on the screen, it qualifies people because people are not going to comment on a property that they cannot afford. So you need the city and state to reach the right people. You need the price to qualify people so you don't waste your time. And then I like to put some features like 4-bed, 3-bath, or if the house is like 30 minutes from Disneyland or 10 minutes from downtown, very walkable, great neighborhoods. Put that sort of thing on the screen because it's able to capture a lot of attention. So I don't really know what this is here. And obviously I know that this video is probably in LA or Pasadena, but I can't really tell based off looking at this video where it is. I don't know the price. And yeah, let's get into the video. So it kind of goes off the screen a little too fast. Usually recommend keeping it up there for a good amount of time so people can read it and see it. Okay, I'm already going to pause the video here because it's a little bit too long. So I usually recommend, like, the shots are great, the video is great, but I usually recommend that videos are actually sped up to keep them either less than 30 seconds or less than a minute long, because the human attention span on Instagram, TikTok, all these social media platforms is very short. People need to get straight to the jump. And even at the start of the video, it's kind of going through like multiple shots at the front of the house. But you should start with like, obviously the front of the house is beautiful, but get right to the coolest room, show the bedroom, show the master bedroom, show the living room, show the kitchen, show the features that stand out the most and catch attention. The listing video on Instagram is supposed to just be like a teaser to get people's attention and to comment for more information. And then you can qualify them through like an actual showing or through a long form YouTube video. So next in his bio, it says like reach out for a private tour. This is too much friction. So in order to reach out, people need to go here, they need to click message, and then they need to type a comment. So that's 3 steps. When people are like have basically homework to do, they're not going to do it. So instead in the video on the screen, if you put, oh, comment Glendale for more information, that's how you're going to get a lot more leads coming to your video, because people are being told exactly what to do and all they have to do is click and type. So it's way less friction, less steps. So it's way more likely that a lot of people are going to do it. And it obviously works because she's posted multiple videos like this and been able to generate, 50 plus leads a listing video. So these are all real conversations that she's been able to start just by actually implementing a call to action right here. Comment Woodbury for the address. So when you give away the address on your listing videos, what that does is it gives people basically access to the property, and then they can run away with that address and go talk to another agent. But they're not going to start a conversation with you. They're not going to reach out to you. So that's basically a pointless view that could have been a potential buyer. You know what I mean? So now that's for listing videos. So all in all, the content is really good. Like, I love that you're posting a lot of local videos. You're obviously posting listing videos. You know how to record. You know how to edit. You already know how to do the harder stuff. Now it's about making those little tweaks that make the biggest difference. So you kind of want to sell like the lifestyle of the house. Like, oh, imagine being less than 30 minutes from Disneyland. Imagine being able to get off work and take your kids to the water park because you live less than 20 minutes away from raging waters. Or imagine being able to walk around with your family in this beautiful greenery of Pasadena, La Canada, Flint Ridge because you live less than 8 minutes away. Things like that. You want to sell the lifestyle in your videos. Your messaging matters a lot. Other than that, your videos and everything is pretty good. You just want to make those minor tweaks. So for your listing videos, make sure to put the city, state on the screen, keep it on the screen, put the price, and then put a call to action telling people what to do, and put the features. I usually recommend that you put the call to action in the middle of the video or at the very end of the video. Keep your listing videos less than 30 seconds to a minute long. And then as for your local videos, they could be getting a lot more views. I just did an audit for another client recently, or another agent, and she gets a good amount of views on her videos. It's posting simple stuff like local stuff, showing like new stuff, new restaurants, new cafes that just opened. This video got 1,000 views. It could have got a lot more. Basically, she put how it feels coming back to a Florida Disney pass holder, where we talked about this, how what you can implement and change here is you could have been like, oh, imagine getting off work and being able to take your kids to Disneyland because you live that close. This is Orlando, Florida. If you're looking to relocate, then comment guide for my free relocation guide. That's going to get a lot more views, and it's also going to get a lot more comments because people resonate with it. You're selling the lifestyle. People want that for their future family or for their current family. And then you're telling people what to do to comment for more information. So that's going to start DMs, and ManyChat is going to instantly capture that comment and then send it to your DMs so you can start talking to them and get them on a showing or an appointment call. So once you take them down this entire funnel of top of funnel, middle of funnel, bottom of funnel, you're able to build trust. People are able to fully stalk your page, figure out who you are as a person, your beliefs, your religion, what you like, how you dress, your expertise, and they're going to fully trust you. So when it's their chance to make the decision, as long as you continuously follow up and continuously are posting, which the posting takes very minimal time, then you're going to be the go-to local real estate agent in your specific market. And it's really that simple. So I think the biggest takeaways for Andrew and what I want him to take away from this is I want him to implement first more call to actions and then better messaging. So like talk more about new crazy stuff that's going on, because this video could come off as a little bit boring, so people might click off of it right away. Show more local restaurants, local flea markets, stuff that will capture a lot of people's attention. That's how you're going to get a lot more views and followers very fast. And then listing videos with city, state on the screen, price to qualified people, call to action, best features so that you could get a lot of leads. And then post more real estate content like, oh, new loan program that just came out, or what most sellers don't know, or what most mistakes that buyers make are. Post that kind of stuff to build trust, and then post more personal content. Show your family, show your beliefs, show that you go to church maybe, show the sports that you play, your hobbies, so you can relate with people on a personal level and that you guys have something to talk about and you guys actually become best friends as a client rather than it being very like money wise and like money back and forth. So you're able to build a connection and make it very authentic. But yeah, that's the entire audit. Once again, if you guys want me to audit your profile for completely free, click the link in the bio, book in a day and time that works for you. I'm not going to try and sell you anything or pitch you anything. I want to give you guys the best value because I know if I give the best value for free, you guys might want to work with me later down the road. So that's why I strongly believe in not hard selling people and instead just providing a lot of value. So it's going to be completely free, no pitch. We can talk about what it would look like to actually build out the whole system for you if that's something you'd be interested towards the end of the call. But once again, I'm not going to pitch you. I'm not going to sell you. I hope you guys found value out of this video and some things that you can actually implement. If you want me to actually do it for your specific market, then just click the link below.